Does this signal a full recovery in the small business economy?
Well, what it does signal is we had some backwards movement earlier in the first quarter, but there's two strong jumps forward in April and May, and that's good news because it means that we aren't going to, backslide, and that trend line isn't going to continue to be negative. So I think that's a big positive with this report. Having said that, we're still in this somewhat of a slow growth mode as we see in these numbers.
All right, so you just said no slowdown. Last month you said small businesses were still in tepid growth mode. So do you expect this month's numbers signal that might be changing soon?
Well, yeah, and actually what we do see with these numbers is that the growth trend is kind of maybe leveling off, if you will, and that's a big positive. And so we're in this low risk expansion phase of the business cycle. When the business cycle is expanding, that's a big positive. And so we want to stay in that kind of virtuous cycle of low risk and expansion. And as you know, small business makes up half of GDP. So when you have these kind of capital formation projects by millions of small companies, it means that there's some investment going on. They see some optimism. They see some opportunity to grow. Now, having said that, I wouldn't say we have a bull run here. I wouldn't say the bulls are stampeding. It's more like a lumbering bull, if you will. It still is a plodding growth pattern, and we don't see this kind of accelerant hitting the market. But the good news is we were very concerned about stalling and even ultimately a contraction in the small business economy, which would have a big impact on overall GDP. And so with this latest release and these 2 months of consecutive growth and fairly decent growth, not great, but fairly decent growth, I think we can kind of debunk that slowdown story. That doesn't mean it doesn't slow down sometime in the future. Every bull run comes to an end. But, at least the bull is lumbering right now, and that's a good position to be in. And particularly with credit risk where it is. The credit risk is in such great shape right now. It actually improved again just last month. Incredibly, we couldn't even imagine credit risk getting any better and higher credit ratings for these small businesses, but we did see that last month.